Ooh, y'all, I'm excited for this one. So let me welcome you back to A College Coach Rebuilds, the Atlanta Hawks. Now, y'all, I told you I was excited for this one, and there's a reason why. Obviously, we just got bounced from the play-in. That really sucks. But the good news is we're in the offseason now, and I've had a little bit of time. I've read some comments and everything from the second video, and I've kind of got a direction that I want to go with this team. And the offseason's exciting, right? Like, this is time for me where I can actually start to make an impact on this team now, right? Like, up to this point, I had the team that I had. It was a little bit of an evaluation period saying, okay, this is who we got, like what really makes sense on this team. And so this whole video is going to be us going through the off season, starting to put our own staff together, starting to put our own touch on things here. I can promise you some people are going to be moved today. And as promised, I'm trading Kobe Buffkin first. He's actually had, like, I don't want to say like good outings, but like some solid outings as of late in like the NBA, just because Trey Young in real life did go down, which is unfortunate. The Hawks season is just a disaster at this point. But I promise you, I'm trading Kobe Buffkin first. I don't know what I'm getting for him, but I'm trading him. That haircut, man, I can't do it. Yeah, so we're going to go through each part of this off-season process. For those of you that don't play 2K and everything, here's all the different components to it. But there's a lot that's going to go into this one, man. There is a lot that's going to go into this offseason. Some of the main ones going to be staff signing, getting our own people in the building, right? This draft lottery is going to be huge for us, and I believe we're missing our picks pretty much going forward. Do I have my picks right now? I'm not able to see it currently. We'll take a look at that in a second then. But that's something to keep in mind as we're building this team, right? Like, we don't really have an incentive to actually tank, right? And there's no point in just tearing down and having the worst team possible because we're not going to have our own draft pick going forward anyway. So those are all things we're going to have to keep in mind as we're kind of moving through this roster and figuring out who's worth keeping around, who isn't. But without further ado, let's get started, y'all. So player retirements first. Who is retiring? Udonis Haslem. That already kind of happened. Iguodala, JaVale McGee, and I'm not going to lie, I'm going to do kind of a thing where if a player is like, we'll say 75 or better, I'm probably going to tell him to not retire. So like JaVale McGee, you get to stay. Uncle Jeff, time for you to retire. No D Rose. D Rose gets to stick around. Shout out our boys Wesley Matthews and Patty Mills. It was a pleasure having y'all on the team for a season, man. Taj Gibson, longtime Bull, absolutely love him. James Johnson, George Hill, nice player. Goran Dragic, great player. Garrett Temple, Serge. These are some good players, man. PJ Tucker. Oh, Reggie Jackson sticking around, man. Pat Bev sticking around, man. Pat Bev might be a dude we look to bring in low-key. We got to bring some attitude and some defense to this team. And Bobby. Oh, Bobby got hurt, too. Oh, he got a concussion. Oh, okay. We'll let Bobby go in and enjoy his post-career life, man. Shout out Bobby. Staff retirements. Anybody interesting? Greg Popovich? Nah, we're gonna cancel that one. Joe Prunty. I don't really care about that. And Dave Yeager. No, Yeager wouldn't retire either. Joe Prunty can go though. He's been around for a minute, so we'll let him go into retirement. But let's look at league meetings, see what's going on. Increase the salary cap by $5 million. Hey. If people are making money, fair enough. We can pay people a little bit more. Honestly, we could use that. That's another thing we're going to have to keep in mind as we go through this. Right now, we are in cap hell, and I'll just say, was talking to the owner or whatever. He's like, you got to start making me some money. So we're gonna probably prioritize in this next year, trying to bring in a little bit of revenue so that we can actually be a productive organization. Remember, as the GM, I have to manage all that. It's not just about winning games. It's not about trading for everybody and winning a title next year. I gotta run this business too. But let's take a look at these other ones. Division winners will get top 3 seeds. Nah, I don't really care about that. We don't need to change the lottery. I like the lottery. Have the trade deadline occur 1 week later. I mean, cool, I guess. Sure, why not? Automatic points will not be granted on free throws. Yeah, hell no. Okay, yeah, no, that all looks good to me. Looks like some new things then that'll start to be implemented. And now here's where it gets interesting, y'all. Draft lottery. Let's just take a look at some potential mock drafts as they sit right now. So we're projected to get the 11th pick right now. Not great considering where we're at, and this isn't exactly an elite class to start with. Some of the top ones in this class include Alexander Sarr, another big man from France, right? Kind of cool. Resacher, kind of like a Michael Porter Jr. type. Really like him. Ron Holland is kind of like a We'll call him, is he right-handed? I think he's right-handed. We'll call him like right-handed RJ Barrett. Nikola Topic, kind of the unknown point guard coming out, a bigger dude, maybe not the most athletic. Cody Williams, a lot of potential, right? So there's some names here. I can promise you I'm not taking Buzelis. Not a dude I'm particularly interested in real life. Not saying he can't be a solid NBA player. I just don't see like crazy potential out of the dude. But anyway, let's get into this lottery, man. Oh, did I see 2 here? Hawks via Sacramento. Interesting. I guess I didn't know that we had that possibility too. So, ooh, that might be some leverage for us if that's the case. I don't know if there's protections on this or anything. So 14th pick, does this go to Sacramento though? Okay, I'm confused. Hold on to the pick, do the protection. Okay, it was lottery protected. That's why. All right, so maybe we would have been able to make a trade, but nonetheless, we'll have our own pick. Assuming I'm almost positive we have our own pick. I haven't really been able to check that yet, and I haven't looked into it. But oh, this is us. Come on, just move up. That would be huge. That would be huge. All right, whatever. Screw this. We're skipping the lottery. We're skipping the lottery. We got the 11th pick. Is what it is. Do we have any other picks? It doesn't look like it. Okay, so now we should be able to, yeah, now the trades are open again. We have the Kings first round pick next year because we didn't get it this year. Okay, so we have that, and we don't have our own pick again until 2028. That sucks. That really sucks. Our draft pick situation is looking pretty slim, but now is the time where we can start to go and make some moves. First moves we're going to make, though, are around the staff. I want to just take a look and see kind of what's going on with the staff situation. Obviously, we can't get rid of the governor, but he got a lot of influence. He got a lot of potential, and people don't like him. So, is what it is. That's me, apparently, Chuck Conley. So, can I edit that? Nope, I can't. Don't know how that works. Our CFO has no money sense, and we have no, like, capabilities of making money on this team. So, that's a little bit concerning. He does have some badges, so let me take a look at these badges and see what's going on with them. Promoters, so promotional costs were reduced by 10% because he basically got connections. That's kind of cool. What was this other one that he has? Does it even say? Single-minded, driven to get their dream job at any cost. Okay, that doesn't make me feel good. We're firing my guy here, Cameron Lee. You're out. Coaching staff, a little more important. Head coach, love Quinn Snyder. We're keeping him around. This guy, Brian Bailey, not gonna cut it for us, my man. You gotta go. Who do we got for shot doctor? This guy's ass too. You gotta go. I don't even need a post-D coach. You can get out of here. So, Quinn, we're getting you a new staff, my guy. We have 1 scout. Okay, he's got a lot of badges, though. And he's got some charisma. He's got some influence. He's got a little bit of potential, too, and a little bit of basketball IQ. My guy, Lucas, you can stick around here. We're okay with Lucas sticking around. Sports medicine, William Montgomery. Not a good doctor. Our training staff in the half a season that we had the Hawks, like, everybody got hurt. So we're going to build the sports medicine department from the ground up. But I'm going to start here just with the front office. I'm going to go find some people, and I'll let you guys know what happened. All right, y'all, so I'm quickly realizing we have a problem. We have, like, no money, and people are not at all interested in being here. I basically gave a CFO that had a ton of potential, just like a minimum offer, and he sounded like he'd be interested, but I can't find an assistant GM that's willing to work for what we're willing to offer. So this is going to be a problem. This is why I'm saying we need to prioritize some money and stuff this year and figure out how to make this team profitable, because we got to put an entertaining team on the court that can make us some money so that we can maybe go get a better staff next year. Y'all, I literally can't find anybody that's like willing to work for us. We have no money left. I shouldn't have fired the people I had. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna let the CPU basically sign people, because that's just what'll happen with 2K. It'll just let people sign, and we'll only accept the ones that are like 1-year offers or whatever, so that next year, when we got a little more money and we can fix the budget up a little bit, we can try and make some adjustments. All right, so we filled out the staff with a bum assistant GM, a bunch of bum coaches. I don't know where we found Emily Berry from, but she don't know nothing about basketball, man. Apparently she played college soccer. She's on the squad now. This is Adrian Andrews. He did my taxes last year for us. He's gonna teach everybody how to shoot. All right, that's just what we got. We got 1 domestic scout. He lives in Brooklyn, only gonna scout Brooklyn dudes. Why Brooklyn? Because that's where he lives. He can't afford to fly out here with what we're paying him. And we got a straight strength trainer. This is Brandon. We went to high school together. And this is our physio guy, James. He walked in, asked for the job. I said, when can you start? So, and this is our team doctor, Jake. I saw him giving needles to people in an alley, so I figured he knows what he's doing. So that's what we got in Atlanta this year. We're going to make it work. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I don't do this draft combine, pre-draft workouts. We're simming right up to the draft here. And now this is where it starts to get a little more interesting. Now, I need to take a look around the league by going to this team intel thing here. Selling is exactly what we're doing right now. We want picks and we want young prospects. Some people got to go. I don't know everybody that's going right now, but I can tell you some people are going. So let's take a look around the league, see what's available, and start to hypothesize what we can do. The Miami Heat's kind of interesting here. They say if we want Duncan Robinson, they're willing to trade him. This might be a thing where we can give them a player and they'll give us a pick back. That could be kind of interesting. Grant Williams, Cody Martin, Trey Mann. Yeah, I'd like to have Paolo Banchero on my team too. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, Omer Yurtseven. Not too interested in those guys. I'll let you know if something interesting comes up. The Nets are another team we could mess around with a little bit, but they're also selling is the thing. So I was wondering if maybe we could take Ben Simmons off them and they could give us some picks as well, because they do have some picks. They're contending, and Michael Porter Jr. is on the block. Why does everyone want Malik Monk so much? This Pelicans team is really interesting to me. I got some good comments on the last video talking about how we should maybe try to negotiate something with New Orleans, and I think that makes a lot of sense. They have a lot of assets, and they're contending right now. So they'd like to acquire another decent player. We might be able to upgrade them in certain positions. Ooh, the Spurs are selling right now too. This is another team. So we've talked about how the Spurs would like to have like a Trey Young, Dejounte Murray, something like that, a point guard to match with Vic. If Devin Vassell's on the table, your boy would certainly be interested in Devin Vassell. I love Devin Vassell's game, and he could be a young guy to start building around. Bradley Beal's available, a little too old for us, but maybe that could be something again where maybe we trade them a point guard because they could use a point guard, and we take on Bradley Beal and some picks or something like that, right? Maybe that's one we do. Naz Reid's available. I like Naz Reid. Jeremy Grant. This is another team. We could buy up some contracts or something, get some picks. That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. Draymond's available. Not interested. Don't want Kyle Kuzma on this team. Corey Kispert. He was big for us in the last series. I could bring Corey back. Desmond Bane is available. That's kind of an interesting one. Desmond Bane's 26. Maybe a bit older than we'd want, but otherwise kind of interesting. Okay, so nothing all that particularly interesting, but here's what I want to do. I want to start exploring some of the guys we know we're going to trade. Let's see what we can get from them and go for there. Here's our salary cap breakdown as well, and remind you guys, we were like a 10 seed, so we just barely squeaked in, and we're already negative $20 million in cap room. So there's very little flexibility here, and yeah, some of these guys they're gonna have to go. Like they're just gonna have to go, because this is what we'd have next season on the books. Yeah, I can't be paying a lot of these dudes this much money. Like we can't even afford to hire a great staff. What do I mean? We got a great staff, but let's start off with the boy Kobe here. I'm not paying him $4 to $6 million to have that haircut. All right, I think I found a trade that can work. They say he's got 2.5 star value. That's great. I'm thinking about trading him to Charlotte just because they're kind of in a rebuilding stage as well right now. They're looking for young assets and stuff. I am more than happy to move my money to Charlotte, and that was, I believe, the 10th pick in the second round. So now we have a second round pick as well, which is good, right? We're building up some draft capital for this draft. Kobe Buffkin's off the team, which just makes me happy. Making trades the rest of this way is going to be a little bit more difficult because a lot of teams' salary is really tied up right now. So I'm going to take a look around at the rest of the roster, see who else we can move before the actual draft. All right, next guy in the chopping block here is Clint Capella, right? And Clint Capella is just not someone we need. We don't need someone making $22 million right here. We're not going to be in contention next year. Anyway, Oklahoma City Thunder needs some help at the center, right? They're looking for win now guys. They're starting to put together a nice roster and everything, and they have a ton of draft picks, right? So I figure, hey, you can slide me this player. Do I even have to include that? Yeah, see, I don't even have to take him back if I don't want to. I just want this first round pick, a Philly top 5 protected pick. Philly's not going to be in the top 5. It gives us a draft pick for sure next year to have. So I want to see, and you know what? You should give me a second as well for that. Don't y'all think they should at least give me a second? Give me The Warriors might start to decline. Swap best with Heat. Yeah, give me this 2027 second as well. There we go. All right, moving some money. I know that's not a ton for a guy like this, but like I said, we got to get out of the cap hell. We got to get out of the cap hell, and already we're going to be seeing right here, if we go to the salary cap breakdown, we're making progress, right? We're making progress. We got rid of a big contract. Still some more to go. As far as this draft goes, though, who else are we really going to be able to move before the draft is the question, and who else do we want to move? I promise y'all, we're going to talk about Dejounte Murray and Trey Young at some point. I just don't know if the trade is going to happen right now. So, and I don't know who exactly is going and what that trade is looking like. I got to figure that out. All right, next trade I'm trying to pull off. This one's a little bit smaller. Bruno Fernando, and I'm going to be honest, not even familiar with who this is. And that's saying something when I don't know somebody. But we got the Knicks here. The Knicks have the ability to take up a little bit of cap. They're looking for low contract guys to kind of fill out the rest of their roster anyway, because they've got a contending roster right now. Bruno Fernando's a nice reserve big for them or something. They have plenty of draft picks as well. So I'm thinking they slide me some second round picks for some guys like this. They're not giving up too much to get them. Save me a little bit of money, because I'd rather be having minimum contract dudes on my team right now. So now we're starting to build up the draft collection a little bit, right? We've got a couple picks in this year's draft now. We got a couple seconds that we can explore, and maybe we can package with to move up in the draft. But our draft collection is growing, and our salary cap is dropping. All good things. One thing I'm doing right now is I'm looking around the league and seeing who's got some of the higher value picks to see if it makes sense in us trying to make a deal with them work out. Because honestly, I'd rather draft my own player than take back some people from other teams right now. So we're just kind of looking around, seeing who's got the top picks. The Pistons have the 4th pick in this draft. They don't necessarily need like more young guys, but I also don't think they need any more guards from us. So that's not really one that makes sense. Houston Rockets now. They've got Amen Thompson that's going to be getting better and stuff. I hear my phone ringing. That's my Target shopper. Don't worry about that. But Fred VanVleet, was he on a 2-year guaranteed deal? Is that what it was? Let me take a look at that quick. Fred VanVleet was on a team option, so they don't necessarily have to bring him back. Maybe they don't want to lose him for nothing either. But would they rather have a guy like Dejounte Murray is the question, or something? I don't know. We'll investigate. The Spurs have the 3rd pick, though. That's a little more interesting to me, right? Spurs need some point guards. We might be able to talk something with them right now. Let's investigate what this looks like. So right off the bat, a Dejounte Murray for the 3rd overall pick is something that we can just do. I'm guessing they'd happily accept that as well. What else can we get out of this, though? What other players on this team are we interested in? Trey Jones? Interesting to me is a little bit much money for a guy that can't really shoot, so maybe not all that interested in that. Devin Vassell, now that would be interesting. That's a guy that I'd be willing to bring in and develop. Is it worth them? Would they be willing to give up a Devin Vassell in a 3rd overall pick? I'm probably going to have to include something else in that, so we'll come back to that. Keldon Johnson, a lot of money for kind of an undersized wing. Maybe not something I'm all that interested in. I feel like I can't trade for Sohan anyway. Okay, so that's kind of where it lies right now. So here's my question, right? So we throw Devin Vassell in this. Not as valuable as Dejounte Murray is. Dejounte Murray, we'd slide him over to point guard for them. But really good player, very good playmaker, defender. He gets to be the primary ball handler again. He's played in San Antonio before. Makes a ton of sense for him to play there. Plays with Wembanyama. He's a little bit on the older side, so I'm not sure how realistic that necessarily is. Who else would they be interested in a deal like this is the question. Do we help them replace Vassell by also throwing in a Bogdanovich or something? Now that they might be a little more interested in, because now they're putting a real team around Victor Wembanyama a little bit earlier in his career. That might be something worth exploring. Who else is on the team that we could maybe give them to make this a little bit more interesting to them? Let me see who else we even have on the roster that we could move. I'm not necessarily thinking DeAndre Hunter, but let's investigate this further. Y'all, I feel like this is kind of a fair trade. We get the third pick, which is it's a gamble at the end of the day for the Spurs, right? That's something that they could mess up. They're not trying to mess up Wembanyama's timeline. They're trying to get better right now. They instantly get an improvement at point guard, and they get a new shooting guard who's maybe a little more proven. Like, who knows what the potential of Vassell is at this point. They get somebody that's a little more proven right now to play with Wembanyama, right? I threw in a second-round pick as well. But then we get a guy in Vassell to develop, and whoever we want at the third pick. We got time to figure it out. We want low salary players right now anyway. But the point is, they're getting the best player in the deal and another starter to go with it. We get Vassell in the pick. Let's see what they have to say about this. They have a counter offer. Okay. They're trying to throw in Trey Jones now for some first-round picks. So they don't want Trey Jones anymore on the roster, which is interesting. I don't necessarily want Trey Jones either. But if this is something that we have to work around, then we can work around it. Let me see. Is there like other salary that I can take off you guys? Because I'm guessing that's what they want. I tell y'all what, I can take Devonte Graham or whatever off your team, but then you got to throw me another second-round pick or something to take him off. So now I'm helping them shed a little salary, right? I'm willing to take on this salary for a year, right? Devonte Graham can maybe be a backup guard for us next year or something. I'm still shedding salary by doing this, right? Oh, actually, nope, the money's going to be going up with Vassell. I forgot about his contract. That's a little bit annoying to deal with. But at least he's someone we can build around, and he's got a ton of time left on his contract. So I'm cool with that. But yeah, we'll take on Devonte Graham or something in this second-round pick. What do y'all say about that? Okay, now you want us to take on Champagnie. You really want these first-round picks, though. That's just not going to happen. But I tell you what, I've acquired some more second-round picks. I don't need the 10th pick in this year's draft. Y'all can have it. What the hell? Why do y'all think I'm just giving away these first-round picks to you? How about this? No, they still want these first-round picks. Okay, y'all are driving a hard bargain. I get it. I totally hear you. I totally hear you. This Hawks 2028 first round pick, yeah, it can't be traded. The Spurs already have all of our picks. Why do they want any more of them? I can't trade that pick, so that's why they want the 2 picks there. I'm not giving up those picks in this deal. Y'all are getting the best player at the end of the day. I get you're giving up the 3rd pick as well, but I'm taking on this salary for you. Is there someone else that you don't want on this team? Do I have to take on Trey Jones? Because he has value, though, is the thing. I mean, I'll take on Champagnie as well if that makes y'all feel better, but now they want the first round. No, that's not how this is going to work. Maybe I'm just making this too complicated, y'all. Maybe it just needs to be something as simple as this, right? Like, we get the 3rd overall pick, we take on a little bit of salary, but we give them a 2nd round pick as well. Like, we get off of Dejounte Murray's money. We can just pick who we want with the 3rd pick then. This is kind of what I'm leaning towards. Let's see if this one goes through, and it does. Okay, we didn't pick up Devin Vassell, but you know what? I'm kind of okay with that as well. As much as I would have liked to have built with Devin Vassell, I like him as a player. He was a lot of money too, and we are trying to save some money. So maybe next year we find a different guy that we can kind of bring in. So with that, Dejounte Murray is gone, and we are left with the question of Trey Young. It's tough to find players like this, man. This is a 90 overall, 25-year-old that has made a couple all-star teams already. Are we able to see how many he's made? He's already made 3 all-star teams at 25 years old. Man, he's been on the all-NBA teams. But can we win with Trey Young is the question. And right now we're building down. We're not really building up. We got to pay Trey a lot of money. Are we going to be ready to start contending again by the time this contract is up in 2 years? Is he just going to leave us? Yeah, and look at this, y'all. I have lots of time to think about it, but I'm leaning towards entering free agency when my contract is up. He really wants to play for a winner. He doesn't care about his finances that much. Somewhat loyal. Man, if you're not loyal, like if you're not just saying I'm loyal, it means you're not loyal, right? I think moving Trey Young is something that we got to explore a little bit. I think for now, though, we're just going to hold on. At least for the time being. This is something that we can look at after the draft and see where we kind of lie after that. Let's see who we're taking in the draft, right? And then we'll know what positions we need, where our money sits. Everyone else will have a little more money and some more picks to play with. So let's go into the draft right now. But even before I do that, who are we hoping to get? I mean, if Alexander Sarr falls to us, beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful. After that, I'm not going to lie, I'm probably looking at Restructure. That's a dude that I'm very interested in. Ron Holland is kind of interesting to me. Cody Williams is interesting to me. I'm not sure how I feel about Toppage. Like, if we take Toppage, it means Trey Young's just gone, right? Because that's who we'd be kind of building around. But I don't know, like, his three-point shooting has never really been a great thing. I don't really want to build around a guard that maybe isn't athletic and can't shoot. That doesn't really sound like a me type thing. But I don't know, man. Let's go into this draft and see. All right, y'all. We're here at the NBA draft. This is a time where I'm sure 2K is going to make some crazy trades and everything, but let's keep our fingers crossed that these teams in front of us mess something up. The Wizards, really bad team right now, need just about anything they can get. They're really lucky that they won the lottery. I probably didn't give that enough attention. With the first pick, they took Ron Holland. Whoa. Wizards fans, stay in poverty, man. Ron Holland's a very talented player. Nice 6'6". Oh, they have him at 6'8". I think he's only like 6'6" in real life. But again, RJ Barrett type. I get it. Okay. We're getting either Restructure or Sar right here. Who are we getting, though? Who are we getting? Who has the next pick? The Rockets are. With the Rockets have a lot of people at center. They might not take Sar. They might take the wing. They took Restructure. Oh, we were right. We played this perfectly. I don't have to think about this at all. Alexander Sarr, welcome to the Atlanta Hawks. We've got our franchise player now. I truly believe that. Alexander Sarr can guard everybody, 1 through 5. He can step out and guard perimeter players. He's athletic. He's shown that he can shoot a little bit at times. I'm so happy about this. Detroit Pistons, take Toppich or something. Buzelis, that at least fits what they're trying to do right now. I am hyped that we got Sarr right now. I am so hyped. This is phenomenal. Oh, and a trade. Who's trading? The Portland Trailblazers are... Why didn't the Rockets take Sarr? What's going on? They just traded Şengün for Thibault in the 5th pick. Whoa. So Portland went and got a great center to put around Scoot Henderson, first of all. This is a great move for Portland. Wow. Okay, who are y'all taking then? Ooh, they like Klingen better. I get it. Big dude, pretty mobile and everything. I'd like to have Klingen on the team too. UConn dude, really like his game and everything. I feel like he could be a Walker Kessler type in real life that kind of like falls in the draft but ends up being really productive right away. Kevin McCullough. Charlotte fans, I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all just... It's gonna suck for forever for you guys. That just might be what it is. Memphis taking this is the other French dude. He's like a power forward. They have him as a small forward. I think he's more of a power forward in real life, kind of a bouncier dude. So kind of an unknown prospect though. There's not a ton of film I've seen on him. There goes Cody Williams. Fell in the draft to Philly. Wow, that's a really good pickup for them, actually. I think Cody Williams could develop into a nice, like, secondary ball handler in real life. We're just going to go through the lottery, by the way, and then I'll just let you guys know if anything interesting happens. But Filipowski, a guy that just got ran over in a court storming and everything. Y'all have to let me know what you think of the court storming thing. I have my opinions, but we don't need to talk about them now. Why did the Jazz get another big white guy on their team? That's whatever. This seems to be a common occurrence for them. Dallas bringing in Stephon Castle, more of a wing. Interesting addition. No, makes sense. They need to try to develop some 3-and-D wings. Okay, I can see it. We're back on the clock, y'all. We're back on the clock. So let's see what's going on now. Y'all, Nikola Topic is still here. This is really interesting, actually. Nikola Topic is still here on the board. They have him ranked much lower than everyone else. Only 18 years old. I understand the value of him and everything. I'm not sure I want to put... Like, how do I say this? He's very Josh Giddey-like and everything, not in his off-court behavior that we know of or anything, but maybe not the best shooter, not the most athletic, but very smart basketball player, great playmaker. It would be nice for him to play with Sarr and everything. Or we look at a Jacoby Walter, who's maybe more of a natural scorer to kind of put around him. Maybe he could be a nice secondary ball handler for us at some point. I don't know. That's interesting. Collier's available. Again, I'd like to get a shooter. Dillingham might be a better option for something like that. Reed Shepherd's available. I don't trust these kind of undersized twos on the team. Connect, we could go with an older player, but we're trying to build for the future, so I need to find some guys that have a little potential. I feel like it's also worth just exploring like what people are willing to give me in these trades. I don't really like. I'll start off with like trade finder type things, just kind of see what the value is and everything. And I'm not necessarily just going to take one of these trades, right? Because they're not always realistic, but just want to see what's out there. Just exploring some future picks. Not interested in Jet Howard. I love Daniel Gafford, but I just got my center, so I'm good. Just showing you guys that I'm doing my due diligence, really looking through all this stuff, not really seeing anything all that interesting to me. So we're gonna choose somebody with this pick. Y'all, I'm starting to talk myself into Topic a little bit just because I see the defense and everything. But again, they say he got B+ athleticism, but I had a scout that was probably on crack or something while he was looking at this. So I just don't know if I buy that. Oh, what do I do? Y'all, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Topic. We're gonna do it. I know, just we're going to see kind of how he develops and everything. We might not be done making moves and everything this offseason, so I just kind of want to see where everything works out. I want to actually take a look at the draft summary to see how good he is already. He's a 76 overall, can't shoot. That's kind of what we had feared. And they say his athleticism is a B+. Is that correct? They say he can get to the hoop, and I've seen that. Like, he is pretty crafty at getting to the hoop. He's not afraid of contact and everything. Great passer. He's got 84 speed with ball. Okay, I'm interested. I'm a little bit interested now. Lateral quickness only a 70. 85 speed? 86 excel? Hold up. This might work. B+ perimeter defense? You know what? I can teach anybody how to shoot. This is going to be the project. We're going to teach Nikola Topic how to shoot. He's only 18 years old right now anyway. So you know what? I'm happy to do it. There goes Zach Edey. That seems really high to take Zach Edey, but fair enough. Go watch my video on Zach Edey and everything. But another trade, the 13th overall pick, Jordan Clarkson finally finds a new home over to Philly. I think that's a great trade for both teams. Really good trade for both teams. So who is Utah picking with their second lottery pick? Tyrese Proctor. Getting another guard. Feel like y'all needed wings. Feel like the Jazz kind of fumbled the bag on this one a little bit, but you know what? Whatever. And then Adam Bona, out of Santa Cruz. And that finishes out the lottery. I'll see y'all with our second round pick. All right, who's still on the board for our second round pick? Ryan Dunn, Toby Davis, Koloko, Matthew Merrill. Remind me where he's from. That's right, he's the Mississippi dude. Aaron Bradshaw. He's an interesting one to me. Do I take a second center or something? Another project to kind of develop? That seems like having a lot of those type guys on the team at once. Kwame Evans. Not really seeing anything I'm all too interested in. Actually, Justin Edwards is someone that's really interesting to me in real life. Hasn't been great for Kentucky so far, but you know what? Give me Justin Edwards just because I like the potential of the 20-year-old, and he's got an NBA body. Give me Justin Edwards. Justin Edwards was a 71 overall. That's not bad. There's some things to work with here. He's pretty athletic to start. He can play a little defense. Maybe Justin Edwards will find a way to make it onto the court this year. Maybe as like a 10th man or something. So you know what? I feel good about this draft, y'all. I feel really good about this draft. Hey, and look at this. Sarr was the best player on the board. We went and got Sarr. Let's see what we're working with so far. There's potential here. The inside scoring, maybe a little bit lower than I expected, but we drafted a defender at the end of the day. We've already got a B- perimeter defense for him. Post defense is an A, rebounding's an A-, athleticism A-, potential A+. I feel great about this. I feel great about this draft. We're bringing all these guys on for these deals, so welcome to the team, young fellas. Very excited to have y'all here. Let's explore our team player options. We'll bring AJ Griffin back, because why not? I don't want to just lose you for nothing. Any qualifying offers? Sadiq Bey. I'm going to keep it real with you, G. You don't do enough good things for me. I'm not extending a qualifying offer to you. I'm going to save the money. Well, I guess the writing is kind of on the wall now, isn't it, for Mr. Trey Young here, along with some of these other boys. We're going into a rebuild right now. We're definitely going into a rebuild. So who's worth keeping around and who isn't? Trey Young, I think it's time to move on from him. We're going to trade both of them. I didn't think we'd end up with a guy like Topic or something like that, and he's got A+ potential as well, man. It's time to move on. We got to save some money, and this is how we're going to do it. So let's figure out where Trey Young wants to go. We're going to do right by him, and we're going to find a team that could use a point guard, and that'll be in contention if they get one. All right, so I've landed on a team that I find interesting. New Orleans needs a point guard. They'd have a big three with Zion and Brandon Ingram, right? And more importantly, I move him to the Western Conference, so I don't have to deal with him going forward. This is the base of the trade so far. We'll see what they think about this. It looks like it might be difficult at first, but we'll see what we can do to make this work, right? So in this, we take on CJ McCollum, right? A vet to have on the team. Not sure how happy McCollum would be to be on our team right now. We'll see how that progresses. He might not care about winning. Let's actually see how he feels about that. Play for winner, somewhat important. He is loyal. He wants to make his money. So you know what? Maybe he's okay with being more of a coach for us in the later years of his career. We get Herb Jones, someone that I'm very interested in. Ultimate 3-and-D dude that I could instantly plug in at either the 2 or the 3. Great shooter, is decently athletic, plays elite defense. Seems like a perfect fit for us right now, a true pro's pro. I had to go sit my ass down. I was tired of standing. And then I think we should get at least 2 first-round picks for this as well. Because let's be honest, we're doing them a favor by taking on CJ with this. We get Herb Jones. They're getting Trey Young, who's a multi-time all-star and everything. Let's see what they say about this. Yeah, no, that's idiotic. That's completely idiotic. Let's see how they feel about just giving us a first-round pick with this. Yeah, you love your current roster. You think you're championship contenders. I understand. I think that's so stupid, right? That doesn't make any sense. This would be a trade that they would make instantly. So we got to investigate why that is. All right, y'all. I just went and turned trade override on. Like, I know 2K is saying this trade doesn't make sense, but they're making this trade in a heartbeat. I feel good about doing this one, honestly. We do save $10 million in this move. By moving or by turning Trey Young into what's essentially CJ McCollum. We get a nice player to develop in Herb Jones, like I said, who's only 25, so he's kind of on our timeline. We get 2 picks for Trey, which I think is appropriate considering the players we're getting back, so I know that they don't like it. This trade, they'd absolutely do, because they've got guys like Trey Murphy and stuff that they can still plug in at those positions. The trade is done. Let's go take a look at this New Orleans team and what it looks like now. See, like, look at this Pelicans team now. They now have Trey Young, Zion Williamson, and Brandon Ingram. This team is a contender. They still got guys like Trey Murphy that can come off the bench and play that wing position. Guys like Jordan Hawkins, who I could have gone after, but he was not really of interest to me at the moment. He's going to get better for them. They just got guys like Zach Edey. So they've got plenty of stuff going on this team now, and they've got their big 3 that are all around the same age, which is of the most importance to them at this point. And where does this leave us in terms of salary at this point is the question, right? So we've almost made it, right? We're really close. We've got guys like DeAndre Hunter still here. We don't necessarily need a Bogdanovich now, but I'm not opposed to just like keeping him because I would like some vets on the team as well, and he'd be a nice guy to have. How much does he care about winning right now? That's important to him. Well, that's not going to last. How about DeAndre Hunter? Somewhat important. Okay, so maybe DeAndre Hunter's the guy we keep, and maybe the last one we try to move is Bogdanovich then, and just kind of see who could use his services. I know there's a lot of moves taking place, y'all. I know it won't normally be this busy, but there was a lot of work that needed to happen with this Atlanta Hawks team. So y'all are going to have to bear with me as I try to find a team that could take on Bogdanovich. Do we call up New York here? They're missing a 2 right now, huh? They could have both Bogdanoviches. Oh, yeah, we got to make this happen somehow. How can we make this happen? How can I make this happen? Because that is my ultimate dream right there, is to have both those guys on the exact same team. So let's just explore really quick. Like, okay, so this can't happen because they don't have the money for it at all. Do they have any bad contracts on this team? They've got this Bogdanovich. They've got Josh Hart that... He's got 4 years left on this contract. Holy shit, y'all paid him way too much. DiVincenzo's on the team. OG Anunoby. Yeah, you guys did some things that you probably shouldn't do with some of these contracts, but these are good players. Okay, maybe this one's not going to work. Indiana Pacers are buying right now. They are in our conference and everything, but you know what? We're not going to be that great this year. Anyway, they could use a 2, a guy that can space the floor next to Halliburton, that can keep the ball moving, but they don't have any money right now, so that's the tough part. All right, y'all, I think I found a place I can move Bogey to, and you know what? We're going to take all their second-round picks because why not? So Bogey gets to go play for a winner, in Philly. Philly's trying to build something up right now. They could use the 2 guard. They brought in Jordan Clarkson as well. They're trying one more time to build around Embiid, right? They don't have any first round picks that they can give us, but we're just more so looking to move the salary anyway, like I said. So they're doing us a favor by paying his salary. I feel good about this. We've got some more draft capital to work with going forward. Oh, wow. People are not happy on this team right now. That's because, y'all just haven't seen where you're living yet. Y'all don't know yet, and that's okay, right? I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show y'all around Atlanta. This is a very new team so far. We still got a Okongwu on the team, too, which is kind of interesting. I can promise you Okongwu is not going to start. He'll come off the bench, but we'll keep Okongwu around at least, because I like having good centers at all times, especially around my younger players. But this is the team we're rolling with right now. DeAndre Hunter survived the cut for now. I wasn't sure he was gonna, and I know we made a lot of moves and stuff, but I truly think this is what we had to do to make this work, right? It's just there was so much that needed to happen, and man, there's some interesting teams out there now. I mean, you look at the Spurs, right? The Spurs now have Dejounte Murray to play with Wembanyama. And they got Vassell, they got Keldon Johnson. They've got a nice little thing going on here. Like, they would have ended up with Sarr as an option, and that wouldn't have made sense for them. So I think that they won in that deal as well. We're happy with the picks that we got. Trey Young is in New Orleans now. Very interesting, right? That's an odd one right there, isn't it? But man, they got a good team. They got a really, really good basketball team right there, and more moves will be made. I think for now, though, I think we might save free agency for the next episode. I've been recording for like an hour and a half already, and that's too long. So here's what I'm thinking. This week is going to be a 2-part episode, we'll call it. Well, it'll be 2 different episodes, but it'll be 2 different parts because I'm posting twice this week anyway. Today, Wednesday, that you guys are seeing this, I'll make sure it goes up in the morning, and then Saturday morning as well. And if this series keeps getting love, then we'll keep doing twice a week because I like doing the series and everything. But y'all let me know, right? What do we need to address in free agency? What are we even looking at in terms of cap right now? Let me show you guys so that y'all know what we're working with. Like, let's take a look at the salary cap breakdown. So we actually don't have a ton of money right now, and that's one because CJ McCollum's making some money. Like, there's some contracts going around, but guys like Devontae Graham will be off the books at a certain point. We'll figure out what to do with guys like AJ Griffin and stuff like that, right? There's quite a few trade exceptions as well, and there's also like some other things I think weighing us down at this point, but we're going to have a little bit of flexibility. I'd like to bring in some more vets onto this team as we kind of continue to build it and figure out, you know, what direction we're going with. But hey, we ended up with Sarr and Topic, 2 guys that are considered to go in the top 3 in real life, and we got them with the 3rd pick. And what pick did we take him with the 11th pick? So some interesting things right here. This is a much different Atlanta Hawks team than we had before, but I'm just glad that we've got a direction right now. We've got young guys to build around, and we're going to figure this out. But next time, free agency, player progression, and you know what? We'll even play our first game. We'll do that on Saturday, but for now, thank y'all so much for watching. Always appreciate the love and everything, y'all. Like, subscribe, comment. The comments are my favorite part. So y'all keep commenting, keep doing stuff like that, show the series love, and we'll see y'all next time.